Good evening again, football fans. Big Al here on this late Tuesday, October 10th, 2023, and welcome in to the Week 7 college football television schedule and the announcers for each game. Now the season, or not the season, but the week began with 3 games tonight, so we'll run you through those. Plus, we have 2 games on Wednesday and 3 games on both Thursday and Friday before we get to the whole day of football on Saturday. So let's start off with the games that were on this evening. Louisiana Tech at Middle Tennessee aired at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific on CBS Sports Network. And the announcers were Alex Del Barrio and Taylor Mahargway. ESPN2 at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 p.m. Pacific aired Coastal Carolina at Appalachian State with Taylor Zarzar and Tom Luginbill. And at the same time on ESPNU, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 p.m. Pacific, was Liberty at Jacksonville State with Clay Matvick and Aaron Murray. Now to the 2-game slate for Wednesday. At 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 p.m. Pacific on ESPN2 is UTEP at Florida International with John Schifrin and Cole Kubelic. Then at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific on CBS Sports Network is Sam Houston at New Mexico State with Carter Blackburn and Robert Turbin. Then on Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific on FS1 is West Virginia at Houston. Tim Brando and Spencer Tillman. At 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 p.m. Pacific on ESPN, SMU at East Carolina. Matt Berry, Dan Mullen, and Harry Lyles Jr. Also at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 Pacific on ESPN2, you've got Fort Valley State at Benedict with Tiffany Green and Jay Walker. Moving to Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific on ESPN, you have Tulsa at Memphis. Anish Sharaff, Andre Ware, and Paul Carcaterra. At 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific on CBS Sports Network is Fresno State at Utah State with Chris Lewis and Dante Whitner. Sorry. And at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific on ESPN, Stanford at Colorado. Mark Jones, Louis Riddick, and Quint Kessenich. That brings us to the early afternoon portion of the schedule on Saturday. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 games getting underway at 12 noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. On ABC, you've got Syracuse at number 4 Florida State, Bob Wischusen and Robert Griffin III. On CBS, that's the Home Depot SEC on CBS. Game 1 of their doubleheader. Number 1, Georgia at Vanderbilt. Tom McCarthy and Ross Tucker. On Fox's Big Noon Saturday is Indiana at number 2, Michigan, with Gus Johnson and Joel Klatt. On ESPN, it's Arkansas at number 11, Alabama. Dave Pasch, Dusty Dvorak, and Tom Luginbill. On ESPN2, Georgia Southern at James Madison, John Schifrin and Rocky Boyman. On FS1, Iowa State at Cincinnati, Eric Collins and Devin Gardner. On ESPNU is Texas at North Texas, or rather Temple at North Texas, sorry about that, with Courtney Lyle and Hudson Mason. On BTN, you've got Michigan State at Rutgers, Corey Provis, and Matt Millen. On CBS Sports Network, Kent State at Eastern Michigan, Jason Knapp and Malik Zaire. And streaming exclusively on Peacock is number 3 Ohio State at Purdue. Andrew Siciliano and Kyle Rudolph. At 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific, you have a couple games streaming on ESPN+. The first game is Navy at Charlotte with Richard Cross and Taylor Mahargway. The second game is Toledo at Ball State with Jason Ross Jr. and Tioka Jackson. At 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 noon Pacific on the Pac-12 Network, California at number 16 Utah, Roxy Bernstein and Lincoln Kennedy. All right, on now to the late afternoon portion of the schedule. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 games kicking off at 3:30 p.m. Eastern, 12:30 p.m. Pacific. On ABC, it's a top 10 battle in the Pac-12 as number 8 Oregon visits number 7 Washington. Chris Fowler and Kirk Herbstreit. On the Home Depot SEC on CBS, this is game 2 of their doubleheader. Texas A&M at number 19 Tennessee. Brad Nessler and Gary Danielson. On NBC, it's Illinois at Maryland. Noah Eagle and Todd Blackledge. On ESPN, BYU at TCU. Dave Fleming and Brock Osweiler. On ESPN2, Florida Atlantic at South Florida. Beth Mowins and Kirk Morrison. On FS1, it's number 23 Kansas at Oklahoma State. Jeff Levering and Mark Helfrich. On the SEC Network, Florida at South Carolina. Taylor Zarzar and Matt Stinchcomb. On BTN, it's Massachusetts at number 6 Penn State. Mark Fellowell and Jake Butt. On the ACC Network, Wake Forest at Virginia Tech. Chris Cotter and Mark Herzlich. On CBS Sports Network, Troy at Army. Dave Ryan and Adam Brenneman. And you have 3 games streaming on ESPN Plus at 3:30 p.m. Eastern, 12:30 p.m. Pacific. Akron at Central Michigan with Dan Guskowski and Ryan Kavanaugh. Bowling Green at Buffalo with Doug Sherman and Gerard Cherry. And Miami of Ohio at Western Michigan with Michael Reggie and Marcus Ray. They have a couple games at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. On Fox, it's Iowa at Wisconsin, Jason Benetti and Brock Heward. On ESPNU, Ohio at Northern Illinois, Drew Carter and Dustin Fox. At 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific on KNSN TV in Reno, the Silver State Sports Network in Las Vegas, and Mountain West Conference Digital is UNLV at Nevada, and there is no broadcast team announced for this game. Streaming on Mountain West Conference Digital at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific is San Jose State at New Mexico, and again, there is no broadcast team announced for this game either. On the CW at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 3:30 p.m. Pacific, number 14 Louisville at Pittsburgh with Tom Wormy and James Bates. That brings us now to the evening portion of the schedule. You've got 6 games kicking off at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. On ESPN, it's Auburn at number 22 LSU with Joe Tessitore and Jesse Palmer. On ESPN2, you've got Marshall at Georgia State, Roy Philpott, and Roddy Jones. On FS1, it's Kansas State at Texas Tech, Alex Faust, and Petros Papadakis. On the Pac-12 Network, Arizona at number 19 Washington State, Ted Robinson and Yogi Roth. On CBS Sports Network, it's Wyoming at Air Force, Rich Waltz and Aaron Taylor. And streaming on ESPN Plus at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific is Louisiana Monroe at Texas State. And there is no broadcast team announced for this game. Then you have a trio of games at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 p.m. Pacific. On ABC's Saturday Night Football, it's number 25 Miami at number 12 North Carolina, Sean McDonough and Greg McElroy. On NBC is number 10 USC at number 21 Notre Dame, Jack Collinsworth and Jason Garrett. On the SEC network, it's Missouri at number 24 Kentucky, Tom Hart, Jordan Rogers, and Cole Kubalik. Then you have 3 more games kicking off at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. On Fox, it's number 18 UCLA at number 15 Oregon State, Tim Brando and Spencer Tillman. On ESPNU, it's UAB at UTSA, Jay Alter and Renee Eagle-Gila. On the ACC network, it's NC State at number 17 Duke, West Durham, and Tim Hasselbeck. At 9:45 p.m. Eastern, 6:45 p.m. Pacific on FS1, Boise State at Colorado State, Dan Hellie and Dirk Cutter. At 10:30 p.m. Eastern, 7:30 p.m. Pacific on ESPN2, Montana at Idaho, George Sedano and Orlando Franklin. And the final game of the night is at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific on CBS Sports Network, and that's San Diego State at Hawaii, Jordan Kent and Randy Cross. And that is your Week 7 college football television schedule and the announcers for each game. Join me tomorrow for the week that was as I run you through all the statistical numbers from the 14 games in week number 5 of the NFL. Join me for that tomorrow. In the meantime, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Ring the bell and get notified every time I go live. Big Al signing off. Thanks for watching and enjoy the pigskin. Peace out.